Star Wars Skeleton Crew on verge of becoming latest Star Wars flop. We're going to go ahead and get right into this. So welcome back to Views with Hughes, Culture and News. This is Jerome Hughes. Now, let's go ahead and get right into this. All right, so here we are again, and it's time for a little heart-to-heart about the state of Star Wars, specifically the new series Skeleton Crew. Now, if you're a fan, then you've probably heard some chatter about this show and everything, and I gotta say this. It's not really looking good, okay? You see, the Nielsen ratings for the first 2 episodes are out, and let's just say that they're not what Disney was hoping for. You see, Skeleton Crew has officially become the first Star Wars show on Disney Plus not to even make the Nielsen ratings for its premiere week, okay? Not even the launch of the series was enough to go ahead and get it off the list. You see, for context, Nielsen automatically tracks viewership for Disney Plus, so if you tuned in, it counted. But somehow the numbers just weren't even there. Either that, or Lucasfilm didn't really release them with Disney. But what's worse is that Samba TV, another big player in the ratings game, didn't release any data for Skeleton Crew either. Now, this is starting to become a big pattern with Disney Plus shows, especially for Star Wars and Marvel. And let's not also ignore the fact that, Disney is an investor in Samba TV. Coincidence? Maybe, but when a high-profile series like this drops and no one seems too eager to share viewership stats, it actually starts to raise some serious questions, okay? So before we begin, we'll continue. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification, so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. You are the power of this channel, and now if you continue to do this, I will continue to make great videos for you all. Okay, so basically, the first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew premiered on December 2nd, as you all know, and Nielsen's report for December 2nd to December 8th doesn't show it making the cut. So to give you an idea of what that means the bottom spot on the streaming originals list belongs to the Great British Baking Show, okay, with 382 million minutes viewed. That means Skeleton Crew didn't even hit that number. Now, with 2 episodes, the average viewership per episode had to be less than 191 million minutes. Now, that's completely sad right there, people. But for comparison to other Star Wars shows have done significantly better, where the Acolyte debuted its first 2 episodes and pulled in 488 million minutes watched. That's about 244 million per episode. And Andor dropped 3 episodes for its premiere and hit 624 million minutes, averaging 208 million per episode. And then there's Skeleton Crew coming in at less than 191 million. Now, it's not just a slow start. It's actually a serious problem, if you ask me. So what exactly is going on here? Why didn't the fans show up for Skeleton Crew? Okay, so this project was supposed to be, carried on by John Watts, the director behind the Spider-Man movies, okay? Now, on paper, it had all the ingredients to succeed, but clearly something went wrong. You see, the reality is that fans are losing interest in Star Wars on Disney+. I mean, after the sequel trilogy and the disappointing efforts like The Acolyte, The Book of Boba Fett, and even Season 3 of The Mandalorian, people got tired, and Skeleton Crew is feeling the effects of that particular fatigue. Now, a divided franchise is one thing. Now, some fans love a show, others hate it. That's normal, but what we're seeing here is worse. You see, people don't care anymore, and when they stop caring, they stop watching, okay? Now, Skeleton Crew isn't just dealing with negative buzz. It's struggling against the outright indifference itself, and that's a death sentence for any series in any particular franchise. But here's another layer to the story. Reports are already circulating that Disney is scaling back its Star Wars content, or Disney Plus. Well, because the failures like The Acolyte and now Skeleton Crew. Now, the word is that we're only going to see 1 Star Wars series a year from now on, okay? But right now, the only confirmed project is Season 2 of Ahsoka. And even that might wrap up after the second season. But meanwhile, Andor's season 2 is set for April 2025, and it's already been confirmed as the final season. Okay, now if this particular trend continues, then that means Skeleton Crew might end up being remembered as one of the last attempts to revive Disney Plus Star Wars, and one that failed to hit the mark. And that's a tough pill to swallow right there, especially for, a show that was supposed to bring something fresh to the table. But unfortunately, people got burned out and got tired. But let me be clear. This isn't about wanting Skeleton Crew to fail, or don't even want the child actors in the show to be, spoken out against. They're simply doing their job for the show itself. Okay. And to be honest, I want every new project to succeed, including this one. But you can't just slap the Star Wars logo on something and then expect all the fans to flock to it. Now, there has to be substance, to be honest with you. Now, there has to be heart, and most importantly, there has to be respect for the audience. That's what's been missing, and Skeleton Crew is unfortunately paying the price right there. Now, let's be real here. I mean, Disney has a choice to make. You see, they can keep churning out shows like Skeleton Crew and hope the brand name will carry them, or they can just simply take a step back and actually rethink their approach, because fans want good stories, not woke ideology and messaging and being preached to about what's wrong with the current society. They want compelling characters, and also let's be clear, they want something that feels like Star Wars. Okay, now if Disney doesn't start delivering that, then Skeleton Crew won't be the last flop. We'll see more of the same. So yeah, unfortunately, we're not gonna see much change to this particular show here, and that's unfortunate because a lot of us are fans of Dave. Well, some are fans of Dave Filoni, but there's also more who are fans of Jon Favreau. You see, Jon Favreau actually understood the original Star Wars. We saw that from The Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2, and we were hoping that Jon Favreau will also carry this over into Skeleton Crew. But I'm starting to think that Jon Favreau might have also had his hands tied with this one, because he did work alongside with Dave Filoni, and Filoni is a creative officer of Lucasfilm itself. And let's not forget that Kathleen Kennedy is the head of Lucasfilm, even though she was not tied to this particular project. And we're now seeing that Skeleton Crew is actually suffering on both ends. And that's pretty unfortunate, because as I told you all before, I also before this show Skeleton Crew to be successful, and I was curious about it. But unfortunately, as I watched the show, I mean, even I'm disappointed by it, because the fact that the story isn't really carried well. It seemed rushed a bit, and a lot of people don't really care about the show itself. So where exactly do you stand on Skeleton Crew? Did you watch it, or did it grab your attention, or have you already checked out of Star Wars on Disney Plus? Let me know what thoughts about this in the comments below. But for me, I mean, Skeleton Crew feels like a missed opportunity, a show that could have been, great, but ended up being another disappointment in a long line of them. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional details or thoughts you might have in this particular topic. If you enjoyed what was shared in this video, go ahead and smash the like button, share the video far wide across social media. And if you haven't done so already, you enjoyed all the content I put out there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notifications so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Till then, peace.